with experts in the sports sector offering in-depth analysis, insight and foresight towards elevating Nigerian sports to the zenith on the floor of the Sports Parliament. Sports Parliament, a unique platform for sports discussions, showing live on the NTA. Keep a date with the parliamentarians. Who else have it?
Who would like to drive in the run?
It depends on the velocity of the rain.
President Buhari on working visits to Lagos inaugurates landmark projects.
Get our PVC, vote and protect our vote.
As election day draws nearer, campaign voices get louder. Also on the news, scarcity trail new Naira notes. Bank customers skeptical on CBN January 31 deadline.
Even from the ATM machine itself.
Hello, a warm welcome to NTA Network News at 9. The news today begins from Lagos, the commercial nerve center of the country. I am Adeola Komiakere. And reading with me tonight is Najatu Tijani in Abuja. Thank you for joining us. The Lekki Deep Seaport, driven by the Buhari administration's vision of bequeathing a legacy of poverty elimination through the provision of job-creating infrastructure, has been inaugurated. President Muhammadu Buhari performed the ceremony at the commencement of his two-day state visit to Lagos, the Center of Excellence. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu reports.
Initiated and completed under the present administration, the West Africa's deepest seaport is estimated to have an aggregate impact of $360 billion over a concession period of 45 years, executed by the federal and Lagos state governments as well as private consortium. The port is expected to realize over $200 billion from taxes, royalties and duties while creating nearly 170,000 jobs. The Lekki Deep Seaport has amongst other distinctive features such as full automation, thereby positioning it for quick cargo and vessel turnaround. Consequently, the competitiveness of Nigeria's exports, especially agro-allied products in the international market, will be greatly enhanced. So also the forex inflow to enable Nigeria maximize the opportunities inherent in the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement.
You can see that it's been a total combination of federal government, Lagos State, and the private sector. And we're happy that this is happening in your time, within your time, and it's been completed within your time as well. I'm indeed excited. Besides the vessels that will be coming down, sometimes the size of vessels are currently built at Botica and Apapa Port. So it's a big, massive infrastructure, and we're really excited that something fresh that is started into this country is going to generate thousands and thousands of jobs currently, and and thousands, hundreds of thousands of jobs indirectly.
I want to say very few words. First, this is engine of the economy, not only for Lagos, and also for the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The second, this is the equity of investment. Mr. President, this is not loan, this is not borrowing, this is investment. We need not to consider how can we pay the money back. We got back revenue, taxes from this project.
President Muhammadu Buhari also inaugurated the Lagos Rice Mill at Imota, executed by the Lagos State Government in support of the Rice Revolution program of the Buhari presidency. The mill has a capacity to produce 2.5 million metric tons of rice per annum. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who guided the president on tour of the plant, said about 250,000 direct and indirect jobs will be created for Lagosians through its operations.
To be here to commission the largest rice mill in the entire sub-Saharan Africa and one of the largest in the world, the Lagos rice mill here in Abuja. And this was because of the agricultural revolution of its president, who when he started his government, he said Nigeria should grow what they eat and they should eat what they grow. We're happy that Lagos is the testament for that. With 2.8 million bags of 50 kg rice per annum, Lagos is ready to support the rice revolution and the food revolution in Nigeria.
President Buhari described the two projects as very much in line with his administration's vision of economic diversification and food security. And before retiring for the day, the Nigerian leader declared open the MRS Best of Lubricant plant, the 200 million liter plant, first of its kind in West Africa, covering the whole value chain of lubricants, will put a stop to the importation of substandard products, capital flight, and contribute to the generation of foreign exchange for the country through exports. From Lagos, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
And still on the Lekki Deep Sea Port. From conception to delivery, the adjective game changer has been used to describe the newly inaugurated Lekki Deep Sea Port. Adeniyi Taiwo reports that beyond the maritime industry, other stakeholders are also excited about the huge transformative impact of the project.
Just like the gathering of the Eagles in here, as stakeholders in the maritime sector converged on Lekki for the inauguration of the nation's first deep sea port by President Muhammadu Buhari. The excitement centers on the changing narrative imminent in the maritime sector in the first instance and the larger economy on the other hand.
It would be right to say that this project commenced and started and completed by this administration. Port that is fully automated. This is a port that is fully digitalized. The implication of all of that is that for once we are going to have a port that will serve not only diligently, not only with quality, but a port that will make sure that business is conducted here seamlessly.
The location of the $1.5 billion project is Ibeju-Lekki, an agrarian community once upon a time. Honorable Bayo Balogun, who represents the federal constituency, says the coming on stream of the project has changed not just the landscape of the area, but also their job interest.
This area used to be an Nigerian local government. We are fishermen and farmers. And today our trade have actually changed. Many people are now able to go into real estate because of the value this project has actually brought to the area. Various industries are springing up along this area. In fact, we are advising our children now to take relevant courses that may be able to make them get into the mainstream of these opportunities that we have around this area.
Being part of history can be gratifying, and that, I believe, is the feeling that is, common among those who are here today to witness this historic occasion. Of course, I'm not left out. From Lekki Deep Sea Port in Ibeju-Lekki area of Lagos State, Adeniyi Taiwo, NTA News.
Now, joining me live from our Abuja studio is Dr. Chijioke Ezechukwu, an economist. Hello, Dr. Chijioke. Thank you for joining us on the news.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
Nice congratulations all the way. But what does the inauguration of a Lekki Deep Sea Port mean to Nigeria's economy?
For me, every Nigerian should celebrate this particular project. It's actually going to unbundle our economy. You know that within that same area, we have the Dangote refinery coming up on stream. We also have the intended airports coming around that area. We also need to know that there is a free trade zone within that area. So you see that all these are going to unbundle themselves from the particular deep sea to the free trade zone, and all those are going to actually create a lot of job opportunities for this country and grow our economy so much. You cannot imagine the amount of revenue we're going to generate from this kind of project, the taxes that we paid, and the ancillary services that we rendered by insurance companies, by lawyers, by transport companies, and it's actually going to reduce the pressure on the other wharfs, on the other seaports that are existing, the Apapa Wharf and other seaports. So the kind of congestions we used to have around the seaports will just be reduced with this kind of project. And the size of the project is such that we have to be proud of this, and Nigerians should celebrate this actually.
Now, about 360 billion naira is said to be generated within a certain period. Is Nigeria on the verge of witnessing improved trade facilitation as a result of the Lekki Deep Sea Port?
Firstly, our exports will be enhanced. People are going to be exporting products so seamlessly, and the importation also will also be enhanced. So, you know, the entire value chain of this particular deep sea in Lekki is going to be so humongous that we cannot imagine how that will affect our economy positively. And so we may not get the real impact now like today, but of course over the years we are going to be experiencing the chain effect, the positive chain effect of this kind of project in Nigeria. We are all part of it, as a matter of fact.
You talked about unbundling the economy. That area has the Dangote refinery, has the free trade zone, and of course the international airport is coming on there. Now we know that goods and services will also be at its peak over there. Do you think other agencies are supposed to work together, because we need to put a stop to illicit products or goods coming into the country?
Yes. You know, the thing about the free trade zone is just to make sure that goods are exported out of the country at minimal cost. Goods are also imported into the country at minimal cost. It is also necessary that the necessary government agencies should take their position right now to ensure that, of course, the normal standards are maintained, and to ensure that people and different individuals and groups do not abuse this kind of privilege and opportunity that we have. So I'm certain that the security measures are going to be taken for us to actually optimize the value of this kind of project coming into Lagos. Now, my say here is that if this has happened and is succeeding, we need to think about many other projects like this that can actually unbundle the economy more, so that by this year, towards the end of this year and next year, we're going to be having a robust economy that is going to be growing. In fact, the projections of economic growth that has been made should actually be improved right now, because the projection was made without some of these things in consideration. So we're expecting that our economy to actually peak and grow from this kind of project, and many other companies and institutions are going to be hovering around there, because, like I said, the ripple effect of this is going to be very huge. A lot of people are going to benefit. The local government chairman that spoke talked about a lot of property companies coming in there, and of course a lot of other companies are going to come. So the revenue base that this is going to create is going to be very huge.
Okay, for joining us on the news tonight, sharing your thoughts on the Lekki Deep Sea Port.
So much.
You're still watching the network news. Do not forget that you can follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on the screen for updates. We shall take some messages right now, and when we return, Najatu in Abuja will continue with network news.
The skylines of byline, you watch how we find and listen when we speak it. Listen, the
Glow Data, your front row seat to the world of entertainment. Nobody does video streaming better. Dial *777# now.
It's another one, Nigeria. Oh, better days are coming. Better days that gives us hope and strength. All I think determined to keep the hope alive. Bring the smiles back to all Nigeria.
It's a new dawn in Nigeria. Renewed hope beckons on our people. The silver lining dots the skies. The feminine portents a bright future as the people of Nigeria move to vote a man whom they have come to trust for the realization of their aspirations for a better Nigeria. That man is Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. He has been tested. He can be trusted. Vote Asiwaju Bola Tinubu as President of Nigeria 2023. Vote Kashim Shettima as Vice President. Vote APC. Surely with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the smiles are returning. We are close to home.
Bring the smiles back to all Nigerians. No bones at the table, please. Esther. I love you too. Don't forget our big phone.
Airtel, the smartphone network, the truth untold. We restored democracy. We initiated due process. We created the EFCC and ICPC. We brought Nigeria out of debt by achieving $18 billion worth of relief and $30 billion overall reduction. We revived the rail system. We upgraded agriculture. We brought in the mobile phone and digitalized Nigeria. Under the PDP, the Nigerian economy was the strongest in Africa. Though Nigerians made their choice, today we all know better. Nigerians, do not despair. Hope is in the horizon. We are putting in the work and refreshing our drive to rescue and rebuild Nigeria. Together, let's make it happen. PDP. Power to the people. It's that time of the year again when NIMET unveils the annual seasonal climate prediction to the general public. The Honorable Minister of Aviation, Senator Hadi Sirika, therefore invites the general public to the presentation of the 2023 seasonal climate prediction with the theme Strengthening Climate Risk Early Warning Services for Improved Food Security and Disaster Risk Reduction in Nigeria. Date Tuesday, January 24, 2023. Venue Abuja International Conference Center, Abuja FCT. Time 10 a.m. This year's edition of the event aims to build up early warning actions through improved awareness and propagate climate and weather information with attendant impact on the various sectors of the nation's economy, packed with innovations designed to cater for the needs of weather and climate-dependent sectors. NIMET, providing weather, climate and water information for sustainable development. Announcer, Professor Mansour Bako Matazu, DGCEO, NIMET.
Hello and welcome to our Abuja studios on the network news on NTA. I'm Naja Atitijani and we begin with the APC rally in Bauchi, where the progressive governors promised to join forces and deliver Bauchi State to the All Progressives Congress candidates in the forthcoming general elections. Musbah Wahab reports that President Muhammadu Buhari's presence was a big boost at the party's presidential and governorship rally in Bauchi.
The APC presidential campaign train was back in the northeast, and for this purpose, the 11,000 capacity Abubakar Tafawa Balewa Stadium received APC members and supporters, which APC says it is a show of appreciation to the party for liberating the state from the shackles of insurgency.
Mr. President, we in the northeast are the most probably important beneficiaries of your administration. In fact, we started to enjoy your administration more than any other part of Nigeria.
President Buhari has come knocking again, asking for Bauchi electorate to extend their love to Ashiwaju. So, the leaders of the National Assembly want the Bauchi voters to reward the party and its candidates with massive votes at the polls.
Ashiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he stood with your brother, he stood with your son, he stood with your father through thick and thin. It is not time to reward that loyalty.
Having led fight against enemies of state from the air and retired, the former chief of air staff says he is on the runway in civilian garb to provide new leadership. Governorship candidate Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar says he is prepared to propel the state to prosperity.
By the grace of God, all out-of-school children of Bauchi origin, numbering about 1.4 million, will be enrolled in schools. We will also create jobs for the unemployed.
And the APC says it is consolidating on past friendships and new partnerships to carry the state and deliver more dividends of democracy if returned to power at the center. Bauchi, Musbah and Wahab, NTA News.
Earlier on, during a courtesy visit to the MAS Palace in Bauchi, President Muhammadu Buhari also expressed the conviction that his pre-election promise to serve Nigeria and Nigerians with a high sense of responsibility to the best of his ability has been delivered. The president also made a strong case for his worthy economic sectors to be sustained by returning the governing APC to power. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
The reception accorded President Muhammadu Buhari on arrival at Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa Airport, Bauchi, was devoid of party affiliation. Apart from ABC chieftains, including the presidential candidate Ashiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his running mate, a high-powered state government delegation led by Governor Bala Muhammad of the PDP also stood to be counted. And along the major streets of Bauchi, it was a massive demonstration of intense pleasure as the president arrives to personally campaign for his party's candidates for the forthcoming elections. During a courtesy call at the palace of the Emir of Bauchi, both the Emir, Rilwanu Suleiman Adamu, and Governor Bala Muhammad acknowledged President Buhari's high level of acceptability, respectability, and even adoration for impacting positively on the state's economy and lives of the people.
There is no place that you are relished, respected, and adored like Bauchi State. You have become a colossus in the politics of Nigeria, and Bauchi is your home. Whether you are in any party, whether you are coming from anywhere, if you are in Bauchi, you know we are Buharists, as I said, in Kolomani. The oil and gas exploration in Kolomani has brought succor and hope to this country within the rim of Bauchi and Gombe. It's something that we will never forget. But today Bauchi has water for 50 years. It is due to your own legacy and foresight. Parties and candidates should continue to exhibit tolerance, maturity, and responsibility during this electionary season. It is important that we do not import the culture of violence and hatred to spoil the spirit of excitement and festivities that come with electioneering in our state.
President Buhari, who appreciated the continued show of support by the people of Bauchi, was however quick to show where his interest lies as his administration winds down.
The next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
The president attributed the giant strides achieved by the governing APC across all sectors of the economy to the trust, confidence, understanding, and cooperation of Nigerians.
I made the promise and the pledge that I will serve Nigeria and Nigerians to the best of my ability. I hope I haven't disappointed anybody.
President Muhammadu Buhari, who is the chairman, Presidential Campaign Council of the governing APC for the 2023 elections, was in the Pearl of Tourism to ensure the election of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as president and Sadiq Baba Abubakar as governor of Bauchi State. From Bauchi, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, says he will pull people out of poverty if elected in the forthcoming elections. This was at a town hall meeting with traditional and religious leaders in southern Kaduna. Lois Apollo was there for NTA News.
The traditional rulers of all the chiefdoms in southern Kaduna at Chief of Kaboro's palace, the presidential candidate promised to work with the traditional institutions in addressing the security challenges facing the country. He commiserated with them over the attacks in the area and also promised to fight poverty as a way of reducing criminality. Chief of Kagoro, Foy Bennett, appreciated Obi for identifying with the people of southern Kaduna and prayed for leaders that will address challenges facing the country. At a meeting with religious leaders, the presidential candidate promised to prioritize education, health, and agriculture to turn the fortunes of the country.
That is why we will secure and life of Judah.
Representatives of the two religious bodies, Apostle Emmanuel Kure and Imam Muhammad Al-Qasim, called for the establishment of Federal University of Technology and Medical Center in the zone. Prayers were offered for a free and fair elections. Earlier, the presidential candidate commissioned the zonal office of the party in Kafanchan. Lois Apollo, NTA News.
The People's Redemption Party, PRP, has again cleared the air over reports of its alliance with the presidential candidate of the African Action Congress for mobilizing a congress in Kano State last week, Monday. A statement by the Acting Assistant National Publicity Secretary, Mohammed Ishaq, reiterates that PRP has never formed an alliance with the AAC's presidential candidate nor other political party. The statement urges the public to disregard the reports making the rounds in the media, describing those reports as false and mischievous. Going forward, PRP advises AAC to verify its facts before publicizing activities. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari will depart Lagos for Senegal on Tuesday, where he will attend the second edition of the Dakar International Conference on Agriculture. A statement by the Special Advisor on Media and Publicity to the President, Femi Adesina, indicates that the theme of the summit, hosted by President Macky Sall of Senegal and the chairperson of the African Union, is Feeding Africa, Food Sovereignty and Resilience. There will also be side meetings to discuss delivery of food and agricultural products in some countries, including Nigeria. African heads of state and government, ministers of finance, agriculture and development will also attend the summit. President Buhari is expected back in the country on Wednesday, January 25. The federal government says it is yet to determine the authenticity of a viral report on an alleged outbreak of an unknown deadly flu from China, but remains vigilant to ensure total safety of the Nigerian populace. The Minister of Health, Dr. Osagi Hanire, while speaking at a media conference in Abuja, said surveillance at all points of entry into Nigeria has been heightened and is advising citizens to be circumspect about such news.
When there is an outbreak of any flu or disease anywhere, we hear it first from the World Health Organization. The World Health Organization has not said anything about such a flu. We also hear from the U.S. Center for Disease Control. There is nothing like that also from them. And we have not even heard anything from the Chinese people. Usually their embassy will send somebody to come and inform us, as usual. And also for port health services to be alert and awake for screening. They are doing very due diligence in checking all arrivals from outside the country.
On the reported upsurge in Lassa fever cases in Edo State as well as diphtheria outbreak in some parts of the country, Dr. Hanire explained that the federal government has been proactive with response and the necessary interventions.
On our own side, have we done our own due diligence? Yes. Every single medicine they use for treating Lassa anywhere in the country is provided by the Ministry of Health. The test reagent, the test kits, everything is provided. That's our responsibility. Every disease outbreak everywhere is given the full attention by this ministry, and nothing is left that is our duty to do. But I will also expect all states to understand it's a shared responsibility where they too have their role to play in managing some of the social fallout.
The ministerial briefing is a bi-weekly routine which allows agencies connected to the ministry to give updates on COVID-19 and other developments in the nation's health sector. You're watching NTA News at 9 on the network service of the NTA. Stay tuned for more reports.
For Education, Social and Health (MESH), a non-governmental organization of the Nigeria Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, is urging all Muslim Ummah to take advantage of the 8-day extension of the collection of permanent voters card (PVC) by the Independent Electoral Commission (INEC) to collect their cards at their wards and local government councils nationwide. The mission is also calling on all Muslim Ummah to ensure they fully participate in the elections, as it is their right to vote and be voted for. Know that your full participation will immensely contribute to the success of electing patriotic leaders that will pilot the affairs of our great nation, Nigeria. Get your PVC, vote wisely, and ensure a peaceful general elections. This message is from the Mission for Education, Social and Health, MESH.
Just a moment. Hello? Sunday! Yes, ma'am. Come. 1,000 naira. Buy me a recharge card. You heard what I said? Thank you. Sunday, don't finish me.
I say 1,000 naira recharge card. You carry 8,000 naira of my money, go load them. Because money dey your hand, abi? Ogani, as I load the 1,000 naira, I use Airtel Ovajara, turn them to 8,000 naira, just like that.
8 times the value of any recharge, plus double data and 1,000 naira activation bonus when you buy a new SIM.
Go buy us. Okay. And make sure say they put Ovajara for you.
The smartphone.
I don't look for pension fund administrator. What's up? Makes sense. Wake up for me. No be the time when story go enter the matter when it's time to deliver. No. When you tell them no go stress you. Call them then they accessible. Customer care where they on point. No go regret what you try. Cause promisable investment. Everything just to play. Make you just premium pension today. Make that switch to premium pension. Make that switch to premium pension.
Join over 700,000 satisfied members and enjoy the premium experience at our offices across the 36 states in Nigeria, including the FCT. Call 094615-700-704 to make the switch today. Premium pension. Active today, premium tomorrow.
All our country people, they talk with one voice. Them say, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu dem want as president of Nigeria for this president election. Asiwaju Bola Tinubu na the man wey we all know and see all the good work in dey do for the country, especially when he be governor of Lagos State. Now him God use turn Lagos to the best state for Nigeria. Today, many people all over Nigeria they like to go Lagos, go settle down for business and better life. And because of the good work wey Bola Tinubu do, people of Nigeria, as Asiwaju do for Lagos, now so him ready to do am for the whole country. Vote Asiwaju Bola Tinubu for president of Nigeria. Vote Kashim Shettima as vice president. Vote APC, the party wey get broom.
Inspirational quotes and win on the Top Tea Taste to Know Inspiration 2.0 promo. Enjoy inspirational quotes and get a chance to win free airtime or 10,000 naira cash prize. Simply buy a pack of Top Tea, collect inspirational card with unique letters to spell Top Tea. Take a picture of your collection and share on Facebook or Instagram and tag at Top Tea Nigeria. Offer valid while stocks last. Terms and conditions apply. Top Tea, taste to know.
Welcome to the Airtel side of life, where you're covered in a variety of reliable ways. Get a router for just 10,000 naira with up to 240 gigabyte or this MiFi for 7,500 naira with up to 150 gigabyte or this for 5,000 naira with up to 125 gigabyte bonus data. More data, more you. Reliable home broadband by
Airtel, the smartphone network.
The race is on to phase out old Naira notes by January 31st, 2023, yet some citizens are asking for an extension of the date to ensure the new notes go round. From Damaturu, Yunusa Suleiman reports that sensitization campaigns have been taking place to ensure compliance with the deadline, although there are pleas for an extension due to limited availability of the notes in rural markets.
It is very scarce. They introduce this cashless and redesign currency.
From Jos, Caleb Gochin reports that though many of the ATMs visited by NTA are dispensing the new notes, the situation is not the same in rural areas where the machines are limited and there is reliance on point-of-sales machines.
Have the new notes. I've not seen this 200 naira note before, but today I can see.
We have problem because no new one.
The new one is not existing.
It's not in circulation. People are still coming to buy with the old money.
You see, a bunch of 100,000 naira, you only get just two new ones, new notes.
Probably when it's about 15 days to go, we'll start rejecting the old notes in the market.
In Akure, Oluwaseifumi Ademola reports that mostly 200 naira notes are available, causing anxiety among residents as the deadline looms. Ndem Kalu reports that most rural areas are yet to see the new notes.
How are we going to get hold of that new one so that we will leave the old one? We are not even getting hold of the new one. Even if you go to bank today, bank will still give you the old currency. So extend it. So that if the new one is all over the place, then the old one that can go to bank, so that as we the market women, we have already had the new one. So if you take the old one to the bank, you will not feel it. You will have another one to go to market.
Mulari Kehinde Omolosho reports that the notes are also in demand but limited in supply.
ATM machine self. As I just said, I went there to I still received the old notes.
Since we want to say, we must collect because the old one is with them. They don't have new one at hand now, but we are managing it towards this week. After this week, we are stopping it.
Right in the Federal Capital Territory, Mariam Jitupo reports that ATMs visited are dispensing new notes.
Actually, it's not all. I feel happy and confirm that this morning I'm able to withdraw the new Naira notes from the ATM. Though not without challenges. The challenges we have is that I cannot withdraw more than 40,000 in a day.
This is my first time and I was shocked when I saw the guy on the other ATM. I didn't put it when they said no, it's a new note. I was like, wow. So it's good and I've collected it now. And I'm happy.
With the deadline less than a week away, citizens are complaining of scarcity of the notes. President Muhammadu Buhari has applauded the management of the Federal Inland Revenue Service for repositioning the nation's tax system, thereby sustaining the upward trajectory in revenue receipts for sustainable national growth and economic prosperity. This was when the executive chairman of the service, Mohammed Nami, presented to him the 2022 Performance Update Report, which shows an unprecedented collection of 10.1 trillion naira in tax revenue. State House correspondent reports.
We were able to generate a token amount of 10.1 trillion naira in the year that just passed.
During the closed-door engagement, Mohammed Nami had told President Muhammadu Buhari that the 10.1 trillion naira is the highest tax ever collected in the history of the Federal Inland Revenue Service.
We now come up with various reforms internally in which we are able to automate our processes. Now, by June 2021, you will recall that we introduced our tax bond marks, which today is a game changer in FRS. Our collection continues to improve on an annual basis. Through the tax bond marks also, today, we don't need to visit FRS to be able to do tax clearance certificate. I always share with people that statutorily you have 2 weeks to apply for and get tax clearance. In the past, it takes even more than that. Today, you can use 1 minute to start processing and getting your tax clearance without necessarily visiting the FIRS.
He said although 340 billion naira short of its target for the year under review, it is over 3.7 trillion naira higher than the 6.4 trillion collected in 2021.
Before I came on board, the entire administrative process was centralized, but today we have onboarded it in a manner that we have groups working, we have departments working. As the executive chairman of FRS, I see little of even the correspondence coming in so that the system will continue to work. Staff morale is now second to none in this country.
The unprecedented revenue collection is made up of 4.09 trillion naira from the oil sector and 5.96 trillion naira from the non-oil sector.
President Muhammadu Buhari described as pleasing that the service is effectively and efficiently charting a pragmatic course for sustainable growth and development of the economy. On the outlook for 2023,
so we're still working on the figure, but I think it's within the region of 12 trillion now.
This is the second consecutive year that the service will be recording unprecedented tax collection. Jide Onifade, NTA News.
For more on the business circle, let's join Musa Abubakar.
Thank you, Najatu. Experts are driving the conversation on using artificial intelligence to carry out complex cognitive tasks and creative production. This is in a bid to promote growth and development. This was at the crux of conversation on artificial intelligence, AI, and white-collar jobs at the sidelines of the World Economic Forum in Davos. The panelists were assessing the disruptive capability of artificial intelligence towards societal growth and development in different sectors.
Side by side, where I'm offloading some work to my digital co-worker and say, here is my, just continuing the example, mortgage application, you process it while I do something else. When the answer comes back, here is the next set of work, you do it while I do something else. Just like we all work with a computer, 95% of us will work with our digital co-workers. That's just the future of work.
But embrace it and do more and better writing and art than we've ever done before. It should be a time of flourishing. I also want to underscore what Genevieve brought up earlier about humans. One of our natural strengths is flexibility, and we also talked about emotional intelligence, and machines don't have that breadth of knowledge, and so that we're going to start relying on that more and more.
Began the week on a positive note as investors gain 34.2 billion naira. The all-share index close or inch up 0.12% to close at 52,657.69 points. A total turnover of 143 million units of securities valued at 1.7 billion naira were traded in 4,078 deals. Equity capitalization closed the session at 28.681 trillion naira. FBN Holdings, Chams Holding, and Guarantee Trust Holding Company dominated activities in terms of volume. That's it. The news continues with Najat.
Thank you, Musa. And now for housing matters. 100 housing units developed by the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria have been inaugurated in Sokoto State. The houses were developed under the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria NLC TUC NECA National Affordable Housing Delivery Program for Nigerian workers. Dalhatu Abdullahi has the details.
In Sokoto State, 100 housing units constructed under the program comprised of 20 units of semi-detached bungalows, 40 units of 2-bedroom semi-detached bungalows, and 3-bedroom semi-detached bungalows. The estate is provided with internal road network, drainages, electricity, and water. The housing project is a commitment toward ensuring home ownership for Nigerian workers who are contributors to the National Housing Fund scheme.
The Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria is delivering on its mandate and needs unqualified support from all stakeholders. By this endeavor, we are not only reducing the housing deficit in the country, we are also creating jobs and tackling unemployment.
Inaugurating the housing unit, Governor Aminu Waziri Tambol commended Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria and other stakeholders for the housing project. He said state government donated the land for the housing unit. In their separate remarks, Director, Full-Fledged Consult Nigeria Limited, Fabumo Adiola Ademi, underscored the importance of providing shelter to Nigerians at affordable rate. They expressed a commitment to supporting the mandate of Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, hence the need for state governments to support the provision of houses for Nigerian citizens at affordable price. In Sokoto, Dalhatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
Governor Muhammad Inuwa Yahya says businesses must be provided with an enabling environment to thrive. This was while granting 250 million naira support to Gombe traders at the inauguration of newly elected executives of the Gombe State Interlocal Market Traders Association performed by the governor. Emmanuel Akila reports.
They heave a sigh of economic relief with 250 million naira grant to boost their businesses. Governor Muhammad Inuwa Yahya says Gombe State has keyed into the federal government's NGKS program designed to help restore the country's economy from the negative impact of COVID-19. In Gombe State, it is called Go Cares, with over 8 billion naira set aside to finance it. Farmers and entrepreneurs have already started enjoying it. In Gombe State, we shall spend 8.5 billion naira on Go Cares. Already, payments have started and farming inputs given to some beneficiaries. In his inaugural address on behalf of the executives, the re-elected chairman of the association, Uba Abdullahi, thanked Governor Muhammad Inuwa Yahya, who he described as a business-friendly governor, for always answering them when they called for support. Members of the Village Traders Association are your children. We are proud of you. The association pledged support for the APC, which they believe would rejuvenate the country's economy if given another mandate. In Gombe, Emmanuel Akila, NTA News.
The Buhari Media Organization BMO has described the revenue generation of 990 billion naira in the month of December 2022 as proof that the policies of diversifying the country's economy are working and yielding desired results. The Federation Accounts allocation has shared 990 billion naira among the three tiers of government for the month of December 2022. In a statement signed by its chairman, Ria Akinsiju, although the Buhari administration inherited an economy which was on a downslide, with the price of oil plummeting to the lowest level, the administration has been able to diversify the economy and the country's sources of revenue. BMO therefore applauds President Muhammadu Buhari for his foresight of ensuring that the country earns more revenue from taxes and related areas rather than depending on the mono-economy of oil revenue with its associated unpredictable nature. Time now for more messages. Do stay tuned.
Nancy, I need to walk the talk. It's a walk I've walked many times. It's okay, everyone. Nothing's well. Before, these tough stains would stay on my clothes, and all the scrubbing would fade my colors. But thanks to Ariel Color Expert, nothing's well.
It lifts the toughest stains, keeping your clothes bright. Wash after wash.
Jose, Ariel Color Expert.
New Ariel, 5 times color protect power.
Hello, madam. Would you like to join us on this mission?
Yes, but how?
Just one question. How do you keep the toilet clean?
I use regular detergent and bleach for washing and removing yellow stains. I have been using it for years.
The regular detergents and bleach are used for washing clothes.
To disinfect your toilet, you need Harpic 10X. It is specially made for germs and stains. The Harpic sticker formula settles on stains and gives 10 times better cleaning.
Oh, now I'm confused, Helen Paul.
Really? Yeah. The next house is yours.
A peak protein breakfast. Get a great day. How do I know? Because my daddy goes to work feeling good and always with a smile. Mommy is always filled with confidence. My sister is always in tune. And for me, learning new things becomes absolutely fun. Because all day every day, we keep going.
Start your day. Keep protein breakfast. P. Rich for your peace.
you want to become something, become a child again. Why be patient? If you must worry, don't worry about winning. Why worry about germs? When you come home, bring tales and stories. Why bring in germs?
Should your family some germ? When Dettol is a part of every household bucket, then you and your family can stay protected from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Everyday use of Dettol keeps my loved ones protected.
You almost don't mind. You almost don't mind.
Sunlight makes things easier, so you can do more.
You almost don't mind.
When you become more, you inspire others to be more too. Sunlight is here to support you as you reach for more success. Sunlight, more than you expect.
Oh, Grace, you've got places to be, and this chump has forgotten something, but he must trust you, leaving you with his basket. Time to take matters into your own hands. Grab that papaya. Now, make a mess of it.
Bing bong ding, bing bing bong, bing bong bong, bing bong ding.
Hello, madam. Would you like to join us on this mission?
Yes, but how?
That's one question. How do you keep your toilet clean?
I use regular detergent and bleach for washing and removing yellow stains. I have been using it for years.
The regular detergents and bleach are used for washing clothes. To disinfect your toilet, you need Harpic 10X. It is specially made for germs and stains. Harpic sticker formula settles on stains and gives 10 times better cleaning.
Oh, no, I'm confused, Helen Paul.
Really?
Yeah.
The next house is yours.
Looking fresh for your dates? Get even fresher with Close Up. New Close Up Triple Fresh formula. It cleans deeply, fights 99% of bacteria, and cools intensely, keeping you protected and fresh.
That's such a picture.
Still fresh, still protected. All day confidence to get close. New Close Up Triple Fresh formula.
If you want to become something, become a child again. Why be patient? If you must worry, don't worry about winning. Why worry about germs? When you come home, bring tales and stories. Why bring in germs?
Should your family some germ? When Dettol is a part of every household bucket, then you and your family can stay protected from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Everyday use of Dettol keeps my loved ones protected.
Flight operations on domestic and international routes have been restored at airports across the country after a protest by staff of the Nigerian aviation handling company NACO. A resolution was finally reached by concerned parties to return to the negotiation table. NACO staff downed tools to demand an increase in salaries, which paralyzed flight operations in the early hours of Monday across the country.
Following the approval of the new threshold charges approved by the National Assembly through the NTA, it became expedient for NACO to do something about the salaries of their staff. And we approached them, but they were giving us excuses. In December, we gave them an ultimatum, 14-day ultimatum, NACO and SAPO, to commence discussion, but they never did anything. We followed this up by a 7-day reminder. They didn't do anything this January until we gave a 7-day notice of strike. That was when SACO deemed it necessary to invite us. So we commenced discussion with SACO sometime last week, but NACO, instead of doing the same thing, they rushed to the court to get an injunction.
This is where the news ends. Thanks for watching.
On 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you
in your living room, office, everywhere and anywhere. We provide the company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date